Hi guys, so currently laying the copper piping for the electrics. It's turning out to be a bit of a bigger ball ache than I thought it was going to be, as with everything else in this fucking van. However, we'll get there. We live and we learn. So this will be where the light fitting is. So all I need to do is get the wiring in for the light fitting, get it through, pass through this piece here now that I've sized it up and cut it to size. Then once it's in, I'll put this up, put the light fitting up, and then all of that wire is going to come in to here, come along here. So there'll be another piece of copper here, in through this hole here that looks like a dog's dinner, and then down the cavity wall, and then under here. So under here, this is going to be a kitchen cabinet, but if you follow it all the way along into this part here, this is where our switch control panels are going to be. So basically what that happens is when we open up the side door of the van, that control panel will be on, and we just need to flick a switch and the light will come on. That's the theory. In practice, who knows? Right then, so talking a little bit about the electrics, everything that is behind in the garage we'll talk about at a later date. We will assume that I've already spoken to you about the electrics, and all the cables that are on the 12 volt system are coming down out of that and into this area here. This is the cooker cabinet thing.
Yep.
Basically what I've done is I've given it a bit of a fly floor. Because if we didn't, then we would be basically storing stuff on the step. So what I did was we used that wee area to house the cable runs to this switch panel, or this control panel here. So I got this control panel off of Amazon, cracking me bit of kit actually. Hooked it all up. We've got two USB chargers here, and then all the switches that we will ever need. On top of that, I've also got a wee battery charger, which does coincide with that battery charger up there. So because they both say more or less the same thing, I know that this thing that I bought off Amazon is not too bad at all. Like I said, I'll come on to actually how I've wired up the electrics in a separate video, but just assume that I knew what I was talking about, and basically all of these mean something. We've got the main switch for the lights in the camper. This is for the fan, which we've talked about on numerous occasions. This one here is for the water pump, but we haven't come on to the water pump yet, so that's for a later video. And then this one here, fridge. That last one there is for the fridge. So we've got 4 switches that are accounted for at the moment, which gives us room for obviously another 4 things. I don't think we'll need another 4 things. One thing that I do want to hook up, or at least pre-wire, but we're not going to get just now, is the diesel heater, which is going to get positioned underneath this seat base here. Basically everything that is not wired straight into the fuse box, into the 12 volt fuse box, is wired into here, and this goes back to the 12 volt fuse box. So this has its own kind of cable back into the fuse box. Each of these switches have their own fuses as well. I just don't want to. I don't want to get too deep into it because that could be a video all in itself, and
Yeah,
I can imagine half the folk will fucking switch off. So yeah, we'll just assume that this is inline fuses that are all geared up to each of the switches, and the whole panel goes back to the 12-volt switch box, 12-volt switchboard. So
yeah, wired up our little reading lights. I've not shown them. And these have USBs as well, yeah? Yeah, they've got little USB ports on them too, so ideal for charging the phones and reading in bed. And our doors are in. We've got some sanding to do just to make it, you know, a bit smoother. But we just are so happy. I was just saying to Stuart, when you start your van build, you think, oh my god, we're never going to get there, we're never going to get there. But it's just unbelievable how it all comes together, isn't it?
mm-hmm. We'd never have thought this was achievable. Well, no, we did know it was achievable when we first started. Otherwise, we would never have fucking started. But like, you meet so many so many problems, and you just think, oh, what is the point? Why are we bothering?
Yeah.
And then you overcome it. You find a solution, and you crack on, and
keeps you going.
It's like perseverance. It's that raw kind of. Right, come on, just keep
trucking.
Keep on trucking, keep fucking moving, and we'll get there. And yeah, I mean that's testament to it. We're actually getting there. We're actually not massively far away.
Nearly there.
4 weeks. Give us 4 more weeks, and this thing will be done.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Big day.
Fridge installation. We have, well, Stuart has.
I like this royal fucking move.
I know. I need to give Stuart more credit, but anyway, some ply strips because our fridge is on little metal feet. We don't want it to cut through the vinyl, so this is where the fridge is going to live. And then Stuart has made the start of a frame that we're going to use to put cladding around. If you can visualise, you know, it'll be a cladding fascia with the fridge exposed. That's what we're going for. So we're just going to pop it in place, and yeah, we got it off eBay. Mm-hmm. It's a 12-volt compressor.
So it is a 12-volt compressor fridge, but what I think this is right. So this was about 330 quid. We know from research that buying these brand new, like your Dometics or your, I can't remember the other make, they are up 4 or 5, probably about 600 quid for something that's the same size. Sorry, this is obviously, to me, a cheap alternative. I think it's used cheaper parts, and that's obviously being conveyed down to the asking price. So will this stand the test of time? Remains to be seen. I mean, it's fine. I think for what it is, it'll be absolutely fine.
Thank you. Oh, so Stuart's secured the fridge in place. He's just made this little frame for it, so when we're driving it doesn't fly all over the joint. So we're going to work on the fascia now. We had debated doing a full sort of sheet of ply and cutting out a hole, but we figured we have quite a lot of the cladding that we used on the walls left, so we're actually going to clad it, but vertically. So this is going to come along, short pieces here, and that'll fill up the space. So that's what we're working on today.